Good evening, teacher.
Good evening, guys. Starting in a second.
John is 70 years old. He is old. Is the present tense and it is used for now. John is 70. John is 70 years old. He is old. Is the present tense and it is used for now. John is 70 now in the present. He is old now. In the past, 60 years ago, John was 10 years old. He was young. Was is the past tense. John was 10 in the past or 60 years ago. He was young then at that moment in the past. Is the present tense. Was is the past tense. Let's look at the subject they. In the present tense, now or today, we say they are old. What is the past tense of they are? We say they were. In this example, they were young. Are is in the present tense, were is in the past tense. Let's quickly look at to be in the simple present tense. I am happy. He is rich. She is a nurse. It is easy. We are early. You are at school. They are quiet. To be in the simple past tense is as follows. I was sad. He was poor. She was a student. It was difficult. We were late. You were at home. They were noisy. Let's practice. Change the following sentences into the past tense. He is hungry. He was hungry. It is cold. It was cold. They are musicians. They were musicians. She is sick. She was sick. We are together. We were together. I am in the bathroom. I was in the bathroom. You are confused. You were confused. Susan is at home. Susan was at home. We use was because Susan is she. She was at home. Jack and Mike are angry. Jack and Mike were angry. We use were because Jack and Mike are they. They were angry. The dog is big. The dog was big. We use was because the dog is it. It was big. With to be in the present tense, we can use time expressions such as now, right now, and at the moment. For example, I am happy at the moment. It is easy right now. They are quiet now. With to be in the past tense, we can also use time expressions such as yesterday, last week, last month, last year, last night, etc. For example, I was sad yesterday. It was difficult last week. They were noisy last night. We can join the sentence in the past tense with the sentence in the present tense. When we do this, we sometimes use the conjunction but. But is used to contrast or show a difference or change in what has already been mentioned. I was sad yesterday, but I am happy at the moment. I am contrasting the fact that I was sad, but now I'm not. Notice how there is a comma before the word but. It was difficult last week, but it is easy right now. They were noisy last night, but they are quiet now. I hope this lesson was clear and the exercises were easy. Remember to subscribe to our channel and have an awesome day.
Guys, good evening. So I expect all of you at least got the idea that maybe now that we have been talking these days about past simple, why don't we talk about something that is supposed to be easy, because actually it is, but we haven't talked about it yet, at least not yet. Okay, so I think tonight is a good moment just to start doing that. So guys, actually what we are gonna maybe been doing tonight is introducing the past of verb to be. Okay, we are gonna do it with questions, several things, and if we have enough time, I don't know if that's gonna happen or not, maybe we are gonna introduce about there was and there were. Now that we are gonna talk about the verb to be, I think is about a good moment. All right, guys, welcome to our overnight encounter. I'm gonna open several things for all of you, but first of all, I'm gonna start sharing my screen with all of you so that you can also see what I'm watching now. All right, so let's get started. Number one, as usual, guys, we are gonna start opening our vocabulary sheet or word sheet. The idea is we are gonna be collecting throughout the class important vocabulary. All right, so I'm gonna, before erasing the vocabulary, I'm gonna let you see the vocabulary once again before erasing it completely. All right, first of all, we are gonna see the word welcome back. That is our normal greeting. No way, is you crazy? I'm not gonna do that, or I'm not interested, or I don't need it, or I don't want it. All right, no way. Okay, zebra crossing, if you are a good pedestrian. That is a good vocabulary, pedestrian. I'm gonna ask, okay, just by listening. All right, guys, I need a volunteer. If maybe you know what the word is, pedestrian, raise your hand and tell me, guys, what's pedestrian in Spanish? Okay, let's see. I don't know if somebody here knows the word pedestrian. Somebody, guys? Somebody does maybe? All right, I'm gonna give you a clue. I'm gonna give you a clue. All right, I'm gonna explain in English what a pedestrian is. If you maybe think you got the idea and you understand and maybe you dare to tell this word in Spanish, okay, I'm gonna let you go. All right, so guys, pedestrian is when we are talking about to be on the street, you know, cars, people, okay, we can say the traffic, but traffic are cars, buses, you know. Pedestrian actually is the way as people walking on the street are called. Pedestrian is people walking on the street. In English, you say pedestrian. All right, so my question is, do you maybe know now with this explanation what pedestrian is? Jose, I was thinking about you. Thank God, okay, you raise your hand because I was about to ask you anyhow. All right, Jose, what's that in Spanish, man?
En lo que yo entendí significa peatón.
That's totally correct, my friend. Okay, guys, so next time that people say pedestrian, you know what pedestrian is because... All right, very good, Jose. Thank you so much, okay? So I'm gonna move it on because the idea is zebra crossing is where pedestrian, intelligent, respectful people, I mean pedestrian, do or does. Okay, appear from nowhere is when something take you by surprise. You know, it's like suddenly. Maybe your father or mother appeared to school, okay, from nowhere, right? Honor. When I say honor, we are talking about the person who things belong to, all right? So, for example, if you have a car, you are the owner of that car, all right? Fall is when you commit a mistake or when you are in a sport, you break one of the game rules. Okay, and maybe the referee is gonna show you, for example, like in football, depend on the fall, a yellow or a red card. All right, so neither of them is good. All right, agree. Agree is when you say, yes, I think exactly the same as you. I don't find any problem. All right, yes. All right, for example, someone say, hey, would you like to come to my house tomorrow? There's a party. Would you like to come? I say, okay, good, I agree. All right, so I agree is because you are accepting the invitation. All right, very good. Carry on, very incredible word that we learned last class. And now I would like just to refresh your mind again. Okay, so when in English you say the expression, carry on, the verb carry on. Actually, guys, we are talking about continue. All right. Sometimes, for example, in pandemic times or throughout the pandemic, many people stop or close down business. Okay. And that was because people didn't know what exactly was happening. Nobody knew what the future was supposed to be. All right. For example, teacher ALIRIO, we closed down the foundation for 6 months because the schools were closed. Everything was closed. And we didn't have the faintest idea if we were gonna come back or not. All right, so my gosh, but finally, when pandemic, because hey, it hasn't disappeared yet, but now let's say that is controlled, and everybody was vaccinated. All right, so everybody came back to school, universities were, okay, so let's say that now everything's back to normality, all right, so to say, okay, very good. So we carry on with our lives, okay, after almost 2 years that everything was frozen because of pandemic or COVID-19, all right, we finally carry on with our lives, okay? Thank God. All right, poor mate is when you have maybe a classmate that failed an exam, okay? So maybe the person is depressed, sad, you know, down in the dumps, okay, totally blue, and you, who are supposed to be a good friend, you said the intelligent words. And what are the intelligent words? Hey, poor you, mate. Okay, maybe you're gonna do it better next time, man. Okay, gosh. Okay, it's a pity. Okay, so say something. Okay, good. Face the music. I love this expression because this expression is when you have a problem, you can ignore the problem because the problem is still there. Okay, so don't avoid to face the music. Face the music is confront reality. Is when you decide to take the bull by the horns, you know, and do it by yourself because you think it's about the time, you know, and say, yeah, I know it's my life. I know I gotta do it, so I will. All right, so that's very important. Face the music. Very good. Accurate. Interesting word. I don't know, guys, if you remember what the word accurate actually means, but accurate is when something is perfect. Perfect said or well done. Any procedure, any kind of thing you say, wow, gosh, impressive. You know, is accurate. Okay, very good. Go on. I already explained to you what's that. There are different ways as actually you can say this. Go on is the most common one. But there are other alternative ways that you can also use. Among them, you can say also Versasha, carry on, or keep on. That is a good one. Do you remember that last class teacher show you what was the slogan of Johnny Walker? And that is a very incredible expression. Not because teacher want you to becoming an alcoholic. No, it's because the slogan is good. Is keep walking. Oh, gosh. All right. So if you are all the time of movement, good. Okay, excellent. I'm gonna just move it. Let's see if maybe fail, lose. I explained these two verbs. Okay, fail is when we are talking about examinations, evaluation, test, things like that. When you say lose, it's because you can see where things were supposed to be. My keys. All the time, I lose my keys. I am forgetful. I don't know where my things are. All right, so I am a disaster. Okay, very good. Replace. Okay, replace is when you change something. Not only because it's not working. Not only because it's busted. Okay, sometimes it's because you won't. Okay, for example, replace. If I want a different microphone because maybe my microphone is working terribly, lately, I'm gonna go to Home Center, or I'm gonna go to Al Costo, or I'm gonna go to a technology store, and I'm gonna buy me a new microphone, a new mic. If I do that, it's because I am replacing my old microphone, not because it's not working. It's because I just want a new one, and it's just because I've also got the money, you know. So in English you say I replace. Very good. Replace is have something which is supposed to be better, newer, or updated. Okay, bear that in mind. That's the idea. Okay, I don't have more words. Okay, so I'm gonna erase all these ones, and here, guys, we are gonna start tonight collecting the new vocabulary, depending on if we find, okay, something good or interesting to know. All right, guys, I'm gonna just show you what is our class supposed to be tonight. I'm gonna open in our PDF. I'm gonna make this image as big as I can so that everybody can see. Okay, so I imagine you can. Okay, so the idea is now we are talking about past. If we are talking about past simple, the verb to be is included. But I would like to tell you something. The verb to be is not a regular verb. Okay, we have been talking about regular verbs. Okay, so as far as we know now, a regular verb is any verb that finishes in ed. For example, work, clean, or needed. And obviously, you already know that these verbs or main characteristic that they've got is at the end of the verb, they've got an ed, and that is why they are called regular. Because regularly, they are gonna have ed at the end. That is a regular verb because it's easy for you to identify it or identify them because of the ed, obviously, of course. But there is another thing that I would like to tell you, all right? When the verb to be is in past, is irregular. Because if you see, we don't write down any ed at the end of the verb. If I don't write down any ed, immediately I know this verb doesn't belong to the group of verbs called regular, because looks, I mean the verb to be in past looks differently. All right, so let's start telling you guys that the first irregular verb that we are gonna learn is actually the past of the verb to be, because it's not regular. All right, so I would like to introduce, guys, tonight our new topic is easy. because now you have been learning, okay, more difficult things, okay? But anyhow, guys, so many times, even things that seems to be basic, sometimes comes to be a little bit tricky in certain situations that maybe you need to face. And that is why I'm not gonna assume that you already know the verb, and I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to, and is I'm gonna teach you, okay, this class, and maybe after this hour class, hey, you're gonna understand how to use the verb to be in past properly, how to deny it, make question, things like that. All right, excellent, guys. So please fasten your seat belts, because we are now taking off, going straight to the English land. All right, guys, let's get started. So the idea is, teacher, when we talk about the past of the verb to be, what's going on? It's easy. Okay, let's say it's easy, but it's difficult. Teacher, it's easy and it's difficult. Why? Guys, let me tell you something. When a verb is irregular, only it's got one way. Teacher, can you please give me an idea? Okay, don't worry, guys. I will do it. Vocabulary. For example, let's say that we are gonna say steal. Okay, you know what is steal? Okay, I'm gonna start writing down a verb. For example, in past, steal. Obviously, it's not a regular verb. Not at all. It's not regular. It's not regular because obviously, if you're gonna write down the verb in past, look at the past of the verb. This is the past. All right? Present, past. If you say stole, it's in past. So now let's say, teacher, somebody stole my smartphone yesterday. All right. So I'm going to show you now, and you're going to see. When you say somebody stole, this verb is in past. So sorry, guys. It was my bad, and I'm going to just correct it. Somebody stole my smartphone yesterday. Hey, is irregular? But if you see, when you say stole, is I stole your cell phone. She stole your cell phone. We stole your cell phone. They stole your cell phone. Hey, that is why English is, sorry for the expression, but it's stupid. Because A is only one conjugation for all the pronouns or for all the subjects. But when we talk about the past of the verb to be, is not only one conjugation. No, it's two conjugations. Yes, but it's the only verb. Listen, guys, because maybe this information is something that maybe you didn't know before. But the verb to be is the only irregular verb in the whole English language that experiences this situation. You are not gonna find, you're not gonna find any other verb with these characteristics feature in English. You won't, which may be the situation much easier because you don't need to memorize many verbs. No. The only irregular verb with more than one conjugation is the past of the verb to be. That's it. No problem. Teacher, can you please explain me? Okay, go on. Let's see this situation. If you see, this is like a picture. It's like a picture that combines the present and the past. Okay, so the situation is this happened in the past and this is now. So let's see. What is the names of this guy on this? I'm gonna start having like a conversation with you guys because now it's not only the teacher speaking in English. We can talk, okay, and interact. In the meantime, teacher show you or teach you things. All right, for example, I'm gonna start with Helen Mariana. Helen, I'm gonna make you some questions about the picture, okay? Be concentrated and please answer me, all right? Question number one. Helen, tell me something. Where's Robert now? Where's Robert now? Okay, let's see if Helen is gonna give me, okay, an answer. Helen, where's Robert now? All right.
In his office?
He's at the office. All right, very good. He is at the office. Okay, very good. Helen, I'm gonna make you a question. Okay, was he at the office last night?
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't okay at the office. I mean, he wasn't at work. Okay, tell me something, Helen. Where was Robert last night at midnight?
He was sleeping.
He was sleeping. Okay, Helen. So I assume that now that you mentioned that he was sleeping is because he was in bed. Is that right?
What, teacher?
I imagine now that you mentioned that last night at midnight he was sleeping. I imagine it was because he was in bed. Was he in bed last night at midnight?
Yes, teacher. He
Okay.
was.
Thank you so much, my Helen. All right, guys, it's exactly what happened. So if you pay attention, this conversation that Helen and the teacher had now, all right, is exactly the summarize about this lesson. And it's the past of the verb to be. All right, if you see the picture, it's showing two scenarios. Okay, scenario number one is a situation in the past. And the past is last night at midnight. Okay, so we got a specific moment in the past, all right? And now is the present. If you see the picture, obviously now Robert is at work, he's working, and maybe he is making phone calls, so to say, to give an example. But last night, at midnight, obviously, he was not at the office, he was not working. Actually, as Helen mentioned, he was sleeping, which means that he was in bed. Okay, excellent. Very good. All right, so I'm going to show you more information you just to see. All right, so what's the idea? The idea is when we are talking about the present of the verb to be, I'm not going to tell you that because that belongs to a very distant past. And I'm not going to start now, okay?
Cierto, sí.
Yeah, I'm gonna focus my attention actually, okay, on past of the verb to be. All right, so for example, I was tired last night. Teacher, why were you tired last night? I was tired last night because I worked all day long yesterday. Okay, so at the end of the day, teacher was extremely tired. All right, so I was tired last night and now I gave you the reason. Okay, very good. Pay attention because I'm going to make you questions. Okay, so I was tired last night because I worked all day long. All right, please remember. Number two, where was Kate yesterday? Yesterday, Kate was in hospital because she was sick. Okay, please remember. Okay, where was Kate yesterday? Kate was in hospital because she was sick. Yeah, that is the reason I called her, and that was at least what her mother taught me. All right, I don't know if that's true or not, but okay, her mom said, yes, ALIRIO. Okay, she's in hospital. She's got a terrible flu, you know, and okay, I don't know, okay. Good. Moving on. Okay, next one. Pay attention. All right. The weather was last week. We spent an incredible time in Cartagena with the family. All right, because of the weather was good, we spent an incredible time in Cartagena with the family. Okay, very good. Next situation. Pay attention. Next situation. You were late yesterday because your car broke down in the middle of the road. That was your problem. You were late yesterday because your car broke down in the middle of the road. Sorry, man. It's a shame. Okay. The next one, pay attention because all the situation that teacher is giving you at the moment, all of them include the past of the verb to be with some context, gossips. And the idea is now, I'm gonna make you questions about that just to see if you can retain or at least remember a little bit about what the teacher mentioned. Let's see. Okay, go ahead. Okay, next one is they weren't here last Sunday because they were in Medellin applying for a job. What? Yes, they weren't here last Sunday because they were in Medellin applying for a job. Yeah, that was the information that I have. All right, very good. Guys, imagine what's gonna happen now. Teacher is gonna make you question. Oh yeah, and let's see if maybe I got good gossipers. You know what is a good gossiper? Somebody who listens to information and start spreading out the news to everybody, including people who are not asking for it. That is the good things about to be a gossiper. All right, very good. I'm going to start now. No volunteers. Teacher is going to immediately ask, okay, in the public. Okay, so please, guys, when teacher made you a question, wow, Nicolás Molina, David Peña, volunteers, can't believe it. Okay, Nicolás Molina, Nico, I'm gonna start with you. Nico, question number 1. Why was I tired last night? Why was I tired last night, Nico?
Why?
Why was I tired last night? Why?
Yes, teacher. A teacher, why you was, yes, you was at the airplane of Medellin.
Medellin is a different story.
This is a different story.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, teacher, I know.
Okay, that's the reason. That's not the reason why I was tired last night. The reason why I was tired last night is different. There is another reason why I was tired. Okay, so I'm gonna make this question to David Peña. Okay, David, now the question is for you. Do you remember why the teacher was tired last night?
Teacher, I don't remember, but maybe you were training last night.
Kinda, but not exactly. I gave the reason why the was last night, but don't worry, guys. I'm not asking. All right, I'm gonna ask now to my friend Eric Daniel Jurado, my intelligent boy. Eric, do you remember why I was tired last night? Let's see if maybe Eric knows this. Eric, do you remember why the teacher was tired last night? Let's see. Okay, Eric Daniel is quiet. Huh? Really, Eric? Gosh, man. Okay, gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna ask this, maybe. Eric, you're back, man. Thank you. Eric, do you remember why I was tired last night?
I was tired. The teacher was tired last night because he can't sleep.
Because what?
He can't sleep.
No, the reason is different. Why was the teacher tired? Okay, I need another gossiper for this news. All right, so maybe I'm gonna go back. Gloria Herrera, Gloria. Good evening, Gloria. Gloria, do you remember why I was tired last night?
No, teacher, I'm sorry.
Don't you remember why I was tired last night?
No,
No?
teacher.
Okay. Okay. I can see that my students have a terrible problem. My students, most of them are
Teacher,
suffering from...
I wanna.
You wanna do it, Nico? You wanna do it? Okay, Nico, I'm gonna give you the second chance, Nico, this time. All right, just to do it better. Nico, tell me the reason why I was tired last night. Why?
Teacher. Yes, but why he
Because,
was
because
you were at the sleepwalker at the night. You have the run at the street every night at you go at in your house. You're at very tired.
yeah, but that is quite an story. And I just gave the reason why I was tired last night. That is a very long, strange story, but it's good. But it's not the reason. I'm gonna Josie, maybe somebody else. David, Penny, I can't believe it, my friend. David, now you remember why the teacher was tired last night? Tell me why.
Teacher, because you were working.
Because teacher in past worked all day long. David. Hi, David. That is the reason. The teacher was tired last night because he worked all day long. Thank you. Okay, very good. Okay, now teacher is gonna make a different question. Please listen. All right, this question is extremely easy. Please raise hands. Raise hands. I'm gonna let you go as volunteers. Okay, my first question is, guys, where was Kate yesterday? Where was Kate yesterday? Okay, please, volunteers, where was Kate yesterday? Jose Alexander, thank you. Jose, where was Kate yesterday?
Kate was in the hospital because she was sick.
Okay. She was in hospital because... All right, excellent, Jose. Thank you so much, Jose.
Teacher, don't say it to anybody because she was with the coronavirus.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it secretly. Don't worry. I'm
Yes,
not gonna...
teacher. Don't say anything.
Just between you and me and Colombia.
The floor.
Don't worry. Okay, gosh. Thank you, Nico, too. All right, yeah, that is, guys, remember, Kate was not here yesterday because Kate was in hospital. She was sick. And yes, I know I shouldn't say this because Jose say, teacher, keep it secretly. Guys, but I am a gossiper. And you know why? Because she had coronavirus. All right, please don't say anything. Okay, and if Jose asks, okay, I never mentioned this. Thank you. All right, very good, guys. All right, so please don't forget the problem with Kate. Okay, excellent. Okay, guys, I'm gonna make my next question just to see if you have a good memory. Yeah, my next question is, guys, do you remember what I mentioned to you about the incredible weather, okay, last week? All right, I don't know if maybe, guys, you remember where did I go? Okay, do you remember where did I go because of the good weather last week? Sofia Hernandez, good evening. Sophie, this question is for you. Sophie, do you remember where the teacher went last week because of the good weather?
Yes, teacher, the weather was good because it was hot
Yes,
and
but
sunny.
do you remember what did I do? Because I told you a story. I say, hey, the weather was good last week, and I blah, 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 blah. And I told you a story. Do you remember what did I do because of the good weather last week, Sophie?
Me or you?
Me. I told you. Everybody. Do you remember?
No, teacher.
Don't worry. That is called Alzheimer's. Okay, Sophie, thank you. All right, I'm gonna go with somebody else. Okay, I'm gonna just see if maybe, guys, you can give me a hand. All right, so maybe I'm gonna ask to Manuela Prada. Manuela Prada, good evening. Manuela, exactly the same question for you. Do you remember what did the teacher do last week because the weather was extremely good? Let's see if maybe Manuela, give me an answer. Manuela, do you remember what did the teacher do last week with that incredible weather? Let's see if maybe Manuela is thinking. All right, I'm gonna go on asking you, okay? Manuela, nothing? Remember? Okay, don't worry, Manuela. I'm gonna ask you, okay? In a second, Juan Jose Angel, my intelligent boy. Juanjo, exactly the same question. Do you remember what did the teacher do last week with that incredible weather? Let's see if maybe Juanjo tells me. Do you remember the story that I mentioned? All right, very good. Tell me, Jose. Tell me, Juanjo.
Teacher, sorry, I don't know.
You don't remember? Nobody pay me attention. Guys, I told you the story. I told you guys, you know what? The weather was good last week and I blah, blah. And I told you the story about what the teacher, Nicolas Molina. Nico, tell me, do you remember what did the teacher do last week because of the good weather?
Yes, teacher, you were teach at the class and the rain at the rain.
Nico, you should be a writer. Fiction, movies or fiction books. What an imagination you got. I never mentioned any about that. Gosh, this is crazy.
No, teacher, the aliens go to the earth
Hey,
and
guys, I don't
and
know.
teacher,
Nicolas,
the aliens teach you at the students know the why weather the weather.
Nico, you know what? I'm to be honest, I didn't work. Hey, when the weather is good, okay, so I mentioned something different that I did, Okay, I'm gonna ask Helen, Mariana, I need you. Helen, I imagine you did pay me attention. Helen, do you remember what did the teacher do last week with that incredible weather? Let's see. Helen, do you remember what
No,
did?
teacher. I have a server, I think.
Oh, gosh, can't believe it. This is a very sad moment for the teacher. Is like the teacher was crazy because the teacher is speaking and speaking and speaking and nobody is paying attention. Oh gosh.
Teacher, I tell you the last year that I don't remember anything.
You're very young, Helen. It's impossible that you're suffering from Alzheimer. Gosh. Okay, okay, you should tell that to the doctor anyhow. Okay, good. David, David. Okay, David. All right. David, what did I do last week with the beautiful weather?
Teacher, you were traveling in Medellin?
In Medellin, in Medellin, in Medellin. In Medellin. No, class. No. That is a different story about Medellin. Okay, that is not this story. That is another different story, David. Okay, obviously I'm gonna make the question about
Teacher,
that story later on.
maybe you kidnap at the moment.
Kidnap? No. Okay, no, Nico, you're crazy. Obviously, no, nothing about kidnapping, anything related to it. No, impossible, not. All right, okay, let me. I'm gonna breathe deeply and I'm gonna try to find somebody else who can remember. Okay, I'm gonna ask maybe to Santiago Narvaez. Santi, good evening. Are you around? Yes or no? Tell me. Santi, are you around, Santiago Narvaez? I don't know, looking for Santi. Okay, in the meantime, Santiago Narvaez back. I need to find somebody who can remember what did the teacher do last week with the beautiful weather, because I told you guys the story. All right, can't believe nobody can remember anything. Okay, Aranza, tell me, please, do you remember what did the teacher do last week with the beautiful weather? Yes or no? Gosh, guys, can't believe it. Nobody paid me attention. I was speaking by myself. All right, this is just amazing. I was having a conversation with nobody. Okay, all right, Lamsky, Paloma, okay. Santi, say no. Okay, Aranza, tell me, teacher, no, but don't be quiet. Please. All right, I'm gonna ask to Lamsky, Paloma. Oh my gosh, Lamsky, do you remember what did I do last week with the beautiful weather? Yes or no? Gosh. Paloma Lamsky, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hear me? All right. Where is the class today? Teacher is making questions and everybody's quiet. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm gonna make, okay, I don't know. Jose Alexander, Jose. Do you remember what did I do last week? When the weather was incredibly, awesomely, beautifully, incredible, nice one. Do you remember what did teacher do?
No, teacher.
Guys, okay, impossible. Okay, okay, guys, this
Teacher,
is
I won.
Nicolas, that you are inventing such as weird stories that I never said. And I don't know, okay, give me your last one. Give me your last one, okay? What did the teacher do last week when the weather was incredible? What did the teacher do? Tell me.
Teacher, you are the teach at the week class. You teaching at week.
Okay.
At the weather is the night. And the weather is cold.
Okay, Nico. Nico, I don't know why you are telling the class this. I never mentioned that. I never said that. Never. Okay, but I'm going to tell you because, guys, I can see that you are very forgetful. I'm talking about forgetful people. Imagine the example. You are a good example for the adjective forgetful because the teacher told you a story that now you can't remember. I don't know why. Okay, I explained and I'm going to tell you this again. Pay attention now.
Teacher,
Jose, tell me.
Nicolas Molina is telling us the future.
Yeah, I think so, man. And I imagine if
He's seeing the stars.
yeah, man.
I watch the future.
Yeah, I can see you are in English. People who Nicolas Molina are called fortune teller. Okay, fortune teller is people who knows the future. I don't know. It's like a special gift or a special talent, but they know. Okay, in English you say fortune teller. Okay, maybe Nico. Okay, I don't know. Okay, but maybe the future because Nico doesn't know anything, Jose Alexander, about the past because anything. Okay, he was explaining different things about the past, but none of them. Maybe in the future because the future is uncertain. I don't know what's going on, what's going to happen in the future. I don't know. Nicolas Molina. Okay, yes, I don't know. I need to have a serious conversation with him. All right, guys, next class, I hope you to be a little bit more concentrated because the idea is this. We are going to start like telling stories, not like a class. Because sometimes grammar and things, no, I'm going to tell you like a story. Okay, the story is everything, include what we're going to learn, but you're going to be very attentive about the information because remember, when you speak in Spanish, in French, in English, in Portuguese, okay, it doesn't matter which language you decide to use. The most important part is to be concentrated in the conversation. Can you imagine having a conversation in which you are not paying attention? Okay, so maybe that's going to be terrible, awful. Maybe the person that's talking to you is going to feel terribly because of you, because you don't pay attention. All right, so next class, I'm going to tell you other stories in past, and maybe this time teacher will be luckier. Guys, we are going to go on in our next class talking about this, but next class, in pronunciation class, teacher Christos will be in charge of pronunciation of regular verb in past. Okay, so guys, be ready to learn all the time. Thank you for all your attention. And hopefully, I'm going to see you in our next encounter. Guys, I love you all. Take care and see ya next class. Bye-bye, my
Bye-bye,
friend.
teacher.
Bye-bye, teacher.
Bye,
Bye,
teacher. See you
teacher.
soon. Take
Teacher,
care.
thank you.
Bye, my friends.
Bye, teacher. See you next class.